Hello, my name is Yonis. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a project with a help menu. In this case, I'm going to use Visual Basic. I'm going to click Create New Project. The new project I'm going to create is going to be a Visual Basic project, and it's going to be Windows Form application. I'm going to select it and click Next. I'm going to name this application appropriately, App with Help menu, and I'm going to select Create. Oops, I think I've selected the wrong option here, so let's go back. It's going to be Windows Form application. This is a web application, so let's go. That's the one, Windows Form application. App with help. Let's click Create. Now, the next thing we need to do is add a new Windows Form. So I'm going to go to Project and select Add Windows Form. I'm going to make sure that the form Windows Form is selected. I'm just going to leave this as Form 2. That's okay. All right. So now I've got Form 1 and Form 2. I want Form 2 to be the help and then the help page. And the Form 1 will be the main app. So I'm going to right click on the Form 1. I'm going to select Rename. And I'm going to change that to Main App. And let's put FRM at the top, at the front. FRM for form. And then select, yeah, we would like to rename the file. Now, I'm going to right click here, rename the form 2, and I'm going to call it FRM help. Yes. Okay. With the FRM help selected, I'm going to name the page appropriately. So instead of form 2, it's going to be help. And I'm going to double click on my main app. I'm going to select the form here. And I'm going to change the name to main app. All right. The next thing we need to do on the main app, let's put a couple things. So you could put a button. Oops. Just select the button here and then click once. Okay, let's put a button. And you can put a number of other objects. So let's put a panel first. And let's dock the panel. So with the panel select, I'm going to go to the properties panel and I'm going to change the dock settings to top. And I'm going to change the panel color, background color to something else. So it's going to stand out. Okay. The next thing we need to do is just bring the button to the top here. And I'm just going to change the name. Let's put this here, actually, on the left-hand side. And I'm going to change the name of this button to read the text value of this button to read help. Okay. So what I want to do when I click on the help button, I want the help page to show. So in order for me to do this, I'm going to double click here on the help button and I'm going to say FRM help, FRM help dot show. Okay. So FRM help dot show will basically open this form. And because I want this form to open while I still have my main form, that's okay. So I'm going to go now to the help page. And from here, I'm just going to put a button. And I'm going to call this button close or exit. Exit this form. Now, I'm going to double click here on this button. I'm going to type me.hide. Okay, so me.hide command will basically hide the help form. and the command that we put here on the help button, it will open the help page. So let's press start to test our project. And here's my project. So if I click on the help page, the help form opens. If I exit the help form, I go back to the main page. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is customize the help page. But I'm going to let you customize this. You can customize the help page by actually adding a panel or a list box or a label or a number of other features. One of the quickest way to actually add a help menu that looks quite professional is by using basically the picture box. Before we use the picture box, let's create a picture first. Now you can create a picture by using, let's press the escape key on the keyboard. Okay. Now you can create a nice attractive menu by using Microsoft Word. Let's create a new Word document here. And I will be able to actually here put some fancy stuff here. So I'm going to put some shapes. Let's see what we can do. Okay, let's add this. Let's make it a bit fancy. Let's hold the shift key down here. Let's rotate it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the control and the shift key down. I'm going to hold the shift key down, just select them again, and now control and shift to replicate. Now I'm going to hold the shift key down to highlight them all. And hold the control and the shift key down, just to bring it down a bit. Then I'm going to go to insert. Let's put some shapes. Let's put this shape here. And I'm going to just click and drag. Let's put it there. And just going to change the color again to something like this. And I'm going to start typing my information. So step, let's change the font color to black. We'll say step. Let's highlight the text. Oops. Control Z to undo. Okay, let's right click, select add text, because I think I was typing behind the text. So step 1, let's change the alignment to left. Double click here. If you double click here, it will take you to the shape format. From here, you will be able to actually see a number of other settings. One of the settings is the align text setting that we can select top. Step 1, I'm going to make this bold and increase the size a little bit. Put full stop. Now I'm going to change the formatting to not bold. Do this. I'm going to highlight, right click copy, click here, right click paste, and let's keep source formatting. So let's say step 2. I'm going to highlight these two, Control C, Control V to paste, change it to 3 and change it to 4. Okay, and then you can actually put your content. You can also put some other fancy stuff here. So let's go to shapes. Let's put that one. The basically put whatever shapes you like, you wish. Anyway, just gonna leave it like that for now. Now I'm gonna go to the window and I'm gonna bring up the snippet tool. Here's the snippet tool. I'm gonna click new, and then I'm just gonna highlight this section. I'm gonna go to file and select save as. I'm gonna save this picture here. So desktop ASP app, that will do. So help task 1. Now you could have a number of different forms. Each form will have different tasks. So let's go here now. Let's minimize everything. Let's go back to the help menu, and I'm gonna go now to the picture box. Click once to add the picture box here. So I'm gonna click on this little play icon and select choose image, and I'm gonna select import, and I'm gonna select my desktop. I'm gonna select ASP, and I'm gonna select the picture that I've just created. I'm just gonna change the mode to stretch. Let's increase the size there. Let's increase the size of the Windows Phone. Okay, so now I'm happy with this. As you can see here, the background color of the page is white, where the background color of the form is gray. So with the form selected, I can actually go to the background color, and I'm just going to change this to white. Costume, I'm just going to select white. So now I cannot see the difference. So let's press start. So this is my application. If I click help, I've got the help menu, and here I've got the information. Obviously I took the screenshot with the mouse cursor flashing. So when you do take a snapshot, let's go back to the Word document. When you do take a snapshot of your Word document, make sure you double click further down, so the mouse cursor is further down. So when you actually take a snapshot of the picture here, you don't have the mouse cursor as I have it here. Anyway, this is how you create a help menu by using Visual Basics. There's other ways to actually do it as well. You can actually keep the main menu, the help menu, within the same page. For example, let's stop this. So if I was going to the main page, what I could do, I could actually have the help menu as a pop-up. So in this case, what I will need to do is add a panel. And I'm just going to name this panel of mine help. So I'm just going to put this panel here and make sure that it's not attached to the other panel. Let's use, if you use the, if I click and drag, what's will happen? If I click and drag here, the panel goes in within the other panel. So let me change the background color so you can actually see what I mean. So let's change the color to pink. Okay, can you see that? So the panel now is attached to the other panel, so I cannot see the rest of the content. So in order for me to actually put it on top of the panel, what I need to do, one way to do it is you need to select the panel, then use the arrow key, the top arrow key on the keyboard to actually move this panel to the top like this. Okay, so now this panel and this panel are two different panels, okay, are acting individually. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this panel, and within this panel selected, I'm just going to put here a picture box. Okay, so I'm going to find the picture, choose an image. I'm just going to find the same picture that I've created earlier. Let's change it to stretched. Okay. Obviously, you can change the background color to white, so it's going to stand out, but I'm just going to leave it this color for now. And then you can put some other options here. For example, you can put a label, you can put buttons as well. So I'm just going to put here a button. And I'm just going to change the label, the text value of the button, to a capital X. Just going to put it there. What you can do, you can actually change the font style to, let's make it bold. Change the value to from bold to true. And you can actually change the size as well. Let's make it 12. Okay. You can also change the background color. And let's change the font color as well. Font color is the font color. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click the X button. And I'm just going to say the panel. We need to find out what name we have for this panel. So if we go back here, if I select the panel, let's find out the name of the panel. So the name of the panel is called panel 2. So I'm just going to name it PNL help. It is important to name the objects appropriately to find them throughout the code. So I'm going to double click now on the X button. And I'm going to say PNL help. Okay. Dot show. Sorry, dot hide. I need dot hide. Okay. So when the X button is pressed, I want this panel to hide, basically. So what I need to do now, because when I actually test the form, this panel will be visible. I don't want this panel to be visible. So what I need to do now, I need to basically select the panel, go to the properties panel now, and find the section which says visible. I'm just going to change that to false. So by default, this panel will be invisible. I'm going to double click now on the help menu, and instead of actually frm.show, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change that to PNL help.show, because this is the panel. Okay, so I'm just going to press the start button, and as you can see now, I've got my form here. If I click on the help menu, I'm making this panel visible, and people will be able to follow the instructions, and then they can click on the little X button here, and then the panel will go. That's another way to do a help menu. The final way to create a help menu is, let's stop this, a help menu that basically is a bit more dynamic. So say, for instance, if you create a software application for a customer and the customer decides that they want to put some additional the customer's request from you as a developer to produce some extra tutorials on how to do certain things on this software, instead of actually reproducing the software, reinstalling the software within the customer's computer, what you could do, let's scrap this. What you could do, you could actually implement a web browser. Now, if you implement a web browser, you could actually use an external source, a web page that basically is the web browser displays the contents automatically as long as the client's computer has the internet access. For example, if I go here on the properties panel and let's bring up a web browser. Okay, so I've got the web browser here. So the web browser could actually navigate to a particular page. For example, let's put here google.com. Okay, so you could have your own website, yeah, here, or a particular page within your website. Let's press start. So here's the application. If I click on the help button, basically the Google page opens. Now, what you can do, you can actually put some instructions here to say to the client, if you hold the control key down, and you can actually zoom in and zoom out certain content, okay? And then you can actually search for, so you could have, say, for instance, a web page with a search bar where the client will be able to actually search a particular information to find out how to use certain things on this application you have developed. For example, I want to add a new record. Add a new record. So here are some instructions on how to add a new record. And then they can zoom in and then they can zoom out. Or you could actually put some additional functionality where you can actually maximize, increase the size of the panel and reduce the size of the panel. So at the moment it's static. Now there's lots of different ways that you can actually implement a help menu within your software application. All three options I gave you have their own advantages and their own limitations. I hope you've learned something new today, and I hope you will be able to apply these skills onto your projects. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.